like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So here is your 2023 men's AEW wrestlers top 10 in 2023. Here's who I think is my top 10. In fact, I'm not going to do a top 10. I can't be bothered. It's too long. It's better watching for you lot. I'm going to do a top 5 instead. So here's my top 5 AEW wrestlers in 2023. But here are the honorable mentions. I'm going to say it's Eddie Kingston, honorable mention. He was the was it the strong weight champion? He was as well, and ROH champion as well. So you got to give him a mention for sure. I'm also going to give a mention to Powerhouse Hobbs. I think has come a long way. I know he's with Don Callis' family right now, but he's starting to come up a bit. Hopefully he comes to prominence at some point. He has been a TNT champion. I'm also going to say Jay White as well, because he's done really well this year. He faced MJF, was on a bit of a long win streak for sure. And I'm also going to say Bryan Danielson. Now he would be on the list, but obviously he's injured. He's got an injury to his eye. Yeah, he hasn't been as active as well, so I can't put him on the list, but maybe next year, we'll see. So it starts off with my number 5. My number 5 on this list is Swerve Strickland. Now, I'm giving it to Swerve Strickland as my number 5 because he has come up through the ranks. Now, obviously, he come from the Mogul Embassy, his little crew, well, his crew, so his big crew. He had those 2 guys, security guards, I don't know where they are, if they're injured, both of them are gone. But then he started obviously coming into his own. He created his own faction. Brian Cage with him, the Gates of Agony, Prince Nana doing the dance, and then obviously he scored some really big wins. We've seen him come from just a mediocre wrestler, mid-card to start, now moving literally before our eyes. He's moving up the ladder. As of doing this right now, he obviously has beat Hangman Adam Page back-to-back 2 times. He's a former AEW world champion. He's beaten quite a few people. Beat Jay White recently. He beat, I saw he beat Mike Briscoe, beat Jay Lethal. He's definitely on the rise. And he just recently lost to John Moxley as time doing this video in the Continental Classic. So he is definitely up there. For me, he's on here because he just rose up so prominently and beaten some good competition. So we have to give it to him. Number 4, I'm going to say, is Orange Cassidy. How do you not give it to Orange Cassidy? His international, I was about to say that, his international title reign and defenses was historic. He was just beating everybody, defending it week in, week out, and then also got it back after beating John Moxley as well, and defended it against John Moxley, I should say, and kept his title. So Orange Cassidy is definitely on this list because he's been doing some awesome work. Then I'm going to say it's John Moxley. How is John Moxley not on here? He's one of the best wrestlers in AEW easily. He's winning week in, week out. He's wrestles week in, week out. He's one of the most busiest and active wrestlers on that roster. Obviously, he had the injury recently when he was in the match against I forgot his name, and he won the title from him, Ray Phoenix. There you go. But he came back and is back to being active again. And right now doing this is the Continental Classic tournaments going on, and he's leading the pack with his win over Swerve Strickland recently. So he is really doing well. So definitely I have to give it to him. My number two wrestler on this list is your father, the patriarchy. I have to give it to Christian Cage. I just think what he's doing now is awesome. He's held that TNT title for quite a long while now. He's even defended against Edge in, quote unquote circumstances, but yeah, okay. But he's been dominating. He's been winning. He's defended that title week in and week out against numerous comers when he is there. His mic work is awesome. Everything he's doing right now is top tier stuff. It's must see. So it has to be Christian Cage at this point. It has to be. So he's my number 2. The number 1 ranked wrestler in AEW for me is MJF. It has to be. Come on now, it has to be MJF. He's held a title now, was it, over a year. He's defended it against everybody. Every name him, you've named him, he's defended it against them. Just to name a couple, Jay White, Kenny Omega recently. He did beat Samoa Joe as well, Adam Cole as well. He's been he's facing everybody. He's just going through the whole roster. So I think now he's going to be facing Samoa Joe next. That's his next challenge. But he's obviously just right up there. He's number one. The mic work, obviously, is one of the best in the whole industry on the mic. He's the world champion. He's been defending it for quite a long while. He's been defending it against everybody. Just what he does, just his choreography on the screen, the storylines he's doing, him and Adam Cole best friends. At the moment, there's this mask thing going on. Who's the mask guy? MJF is right up there, top tier, number one AEW wrestler for me personally. So that is my list, and there's your number one is MJF. What's your thoughts? What's your comments? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment.